Hi everyone, today I'm going to do a chalky pastel look. It's from the chalky pastel trend shoot that I did for UK Vogue a couple of months ago. There's two looks, I'm just going to do one of them. I'm actually going to do it on Jessie today. Now I know it's really strange because I'm normally not tanned and today I'm tanned. This is not real, this is all makeup. And I asked Jessie not to put her fake tan on because she's going to do this, be my model for the chalky pastel. So she's looking really pale and I'm looking really tan. So we've completely role reversed this time. So it's quite funny. Anyway, this bronze look is, I've already shot a tutorial on it, so you'll see it quite soon. And in the meantime, let's go on and do the chalky pastels trend look. So I'm going to start by using some Clinique Redness Solutions, which is a protective base for the makeup. It's also slightly green, not too much though, just to take any redness down. Because we're going to be using these pale pastels, I want to get rid of all the redness in the skin. And Jessie, your body's looking a lot paler with less fake tan. How's that been? Hard?
No, I've quite liked it.
Next I'm going to use a MAC Paintpot in Painterly as a prep for the eyeshadow. So I'm just going to put that all over the lid. Now before I do any base, I'm going to start with the eyes. I'm going to use the colour Creep by Illamasqua, which is a very chalky, lilac-y colour. Now this is the colour that I used in the shoot, and I find that there's not too much payoff with this eyeshadow, so you really need to pack it on quite flat with a sponge applicator. Otherwise, if you sort of brush it on, you don't really get any colour at all. Because I'm doing this, I'm going to do the base afterwards because I think a little bit of this may drop down. Now for the shoot, I took it all the way up to the eyebrow. I'm going to actually extend it up and out, which we can do later, but for now I'm just interested in getting all of the colour on. And I'll do the blending later. Now I'm going to use some Pro Lumière in number 30. It's going to be a tiny bit paler than your neck, but I can take it down there afterwards. So I've put a thin layer of the Pro Lumière all over, and now I'm going to use some Dior Nude concealer in number 2. I'm going to use it under Jessie's eyes. I'm actually going to use a 217 brush just to buff that in a little bit. So anywhere there's redness, I'm going to just buff the concealer. I'm just going to put a touch buffed over the lips as well, because it's going to be a much paler lip coming up. And I'm doing some little bits of pinpoint concealing just because I need the skin to look completely one colour, so the pastels become the main focus. So that's all the concealing done. Now while the skin's still dewy, before I powder, I'm going to use some Bobbi Brown Pot Rouge, and this is Stonewashed Pink. I'm going to use it with a foundation brush and just build up a little bit of a peachy glow just where I want it to be on the apples of the cheeks. So next I'm going to use some Jurlique powder, and this is, it's lovely powder, it's citrus silk finishing powder, so it smells of lemon, and it's one of their lovely natural products. It's quite a pale colour, although it is translucent, but I think it'll be good for this chalky pastel look. It smells so fresh and lemony. So I'm just going to really buff it onto the skin. I want a really thin layer, but really to create something very smooth and not too matte, but obviously not too shiny. Just a nice velvety finish. So I've finished the powdering. It's mainly going to be down the centre of the face, but I've also powdered quite a bit here at the sides because this is where I'm going to extend the purple out, and also I've powdered underneath because I'm going to be applying the pastel yellow shade under there and just onto the cheeks. So now I'm going to carry on with the lilac-y shot. This time I'm going to use quite a big blending brush by Paula Dorf. It's the sheer crease brush, and I'm just patting again. I'm going to blend those edges slightly, take it slightly into the brow, and then I'm extending the colour out at the outer corner, just like it was. So on with the other side. Now you don't have to do this. If you want to do this colour and have it look less editorial, then don't bring it out at the sides here. And just do lots of little circles, but hardly touching the skin at all. So next I'm going to use this really pale lemon shade. This is Bloom by Illamasqua, which goes really well with the lilac. Again, it's a really chalky texture, so they are not that easy to blend. They can go a little bit patchy, the chalkier ones. I think they do work better on paler skin tones. I think if you're a little bit darker, then you're better off with something that's got a bit more colour in it and less of a white base. Okay, next I'm going to use a matte Chromographic pencil, and this one is NC15 to NW20, and I'm going to use it to lighten up the waterline. So that just lightens up, takes any redness away from the eye area. So we're just keeping that really chalky, pastel-y, soft thing going. So I've just curled Jessie's lashes, and now I'm going to use some False Lash Effect mascara. I want some really big lashes because all of these chalky colours can, they're not really very defining, so we need a good layer of black mascara just to give some definition back to the eyes. So that's the mascara done, and again it just gives that definition, it just gives a sort of pop to the eyes, and it's obviously really pretty to have those feathery lashes. Now I'm going to use a little bit of stuff through the brows, just again to bring a little bit of definition back because the chalkiness is sort of softening everything down. I'm going to use a little bit of brown Suqqu powder and just really lightly just go through the brows. I don't want a really structured brow. Just want a little bit more colour in there. So next I'm going to use quite a pastel-y orange. It's this colour here, and it's by Limecrime. Although it's pastel-y, it's not quite so chalky. It's more creamy, so it's a nice foil for the eyes. So it's quite a cool colour. It's got that great sort of poppy pasteliness to it without the chalkiness. If you want something with less colour in, a good alternative would be this one by Topshop, which is Desert. It's got the same sort of undertone, but it's less orangey, and it's a little bit more natural looking. So this is a really pretty pastel-y look inspired by one of the looks I did for Vogue. Now, chalky pastels aren't for everyone. They don't particularly look good on mature eyelids, which is why I've not used myself as a model, I've used Jessie. And also because they do contain a base of quite a bit of white and matte pigment, they do look better on pale to medium skin tones. If you have darker skin tones though, you can still use pastels, but just adapt the shades to ones which have more colour and are less white and less chalky. I hope that was helpful, and thank you for watching.